Now, the Kanwar Yatra has become a flashpoint in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and just not about Uttar Pradesh, but a lot of other states are also talking about it. The IMA has written to the government of Uttar Pradesh not to allow the Kanwar Yatra. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has very strongly asked Uttar Pradesh government what is the need. And the other big surprise is that the neighboring state, Uttarakhand, which is also ruled by the Bharatiya Janata Party, they have banned the Kanwar Yatra. So what is and why is it so important for the Yogi Adityanath government to go ahead with the Kanwar Yatra this year? Take a look at this huge controversy that is brewing in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
Two states, the same ruling party, but two different stands. Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand have taken diametrically opposite views on allowing the Kanwar Yatra, a traditional Hindu pilgrimage that sees thousands of devotees trek hundreds of kilometers to Haridwar. If the Uttarakhand government has banned the Yatra, fearing a third COVID wave, the Uttar Pradesh government, which faces election next year, is allowing it.
हमने जो है सभी की जान माल की सुरक्षा को प्राथमिकता पर लेते हुए पहले ही जो है कांवड़ यात्रा को इस बार हमने नहीं किया है, तो हमारे लिए सबसे पहले लोगों की जान माल की रक्षा है।
कांवड़ यात्रा में तो आप जाएंगे, मंदिर में जल चढ़ाएंगे, तुरंत निकल आएंगे। वहाँ किसी को वहाँ रहना नहीं है, न किसी को हम लोग गैदरिंग करने रहेंगे, कोई भीड़ भाड़ के वो नहीं करने देंगे, उनको आएंगे और तुरंत निकल जाएंगे। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वहाँ दिनों दिन बैठेंगे जिसकी वजह से भीड़ हो जाएगा, ये हम लोग सुनिश्चित करेंगे।
Taking suo motu cognizance, the Supreme Court has termed Uttar Pradesh's decision to allow Kanwar Yatra disturbing. It has ordered the Yogi Adityanath government to give a reply within the next 24 hours. The Adityanath government says it will adhere to the court's decision if there were to be any ruling.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट तो अगर हमसे बोलेगी कि आपको नहीं चलाना, तो उस पर हम लोग विचार करके फिर अपना मुख्यमंत्री के साथ वार्ता करके फिर उसको आदेश करेंगे उसी हिसाब से। सुप्रीम कोर्ट का तो बात मानना ही है।
Medical experts have no two views on the issue. They want the Yatra banned.
It is our duty to caution the government and appeal to the government that at this moment any mass gathering at any pretext is going to be a disastrous effect for our country.
Two other states, Haryana and Delhi, are yet to decide on Kanwar Yatra and are offering no clear answers.
मुझे लगता है इस वक्त जो भी कोरोना को रोकने के लिए बहुत बड़ी महामारी है, कोरोना को रोकने के लिए जो भी कदम उठाने की ज़रूरत है, सभी सरकारों को और लोगों को मिलकर वो कदम उठाने चाहिए।
The annual Kanwar Yatra involves Shiva devotees called Kanwariyas travelling by foot to fetch Ganga water from Haridwar or Gangotri in Uttarakhand. They later anoint the water at the local Shiva temples as a gesture of thanksgiving. As per official records, in 2019, the last time the Yatra was organized, nearly 3.5 crore Kanwariyas had visited Haridwar, while over 2 to 3 crore people had visited pilgrimage spots in western UP. With inputs from Abhishek Mishra in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so the government of Uttar Pradesh has decided that they want to go ahead. It is very interesting that last year, when the COVID pandemic had started, when the nationwide lockdown was imposed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, last year there was no Kanwar Yatra that took place. So why is it so important this year that the Yogi Adityanath government, after having seen the kind of crisis that the country went through in the second wave of the pandemic, that they are planning going ahead with this Yatra? We'll be going across to the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson to ask them a few questions on that. I'm also being joined by Nahid Lari Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. In fact, we'll also be joined by Dr. Palu Sharma. She is a doctor who has been writing a lot about this kind of congregation, against this kind of congregation, and the dangers that it brings along with. Now, we are just waiting for the BJP spokesperson to join us, but I want to start with you, Ms. Khan. While there is an opening up as far as the norms are concerned, we are seeing how gradually malls are opening up, offices are opening up, gyms have opened up. Largely, we see that there is day by day progression in the restrictions being lifted as far as the COVID-19 is concerned. The government of Uttar Pradesh is saying we will take care of all the norms to make sure that this yatra can be done with utmost, with utmost stringent rules and regulations which they are going to impose. What is the problem if they are following protocol?
See, saving lives of people should be the priority. Now, if one is alive, safe and healthy, then only one can conduct rituals, celebrate festivals, or perform prayers according to the religious beliefs in temples, mosques, churches or gurudwaras. Now, whatever events are being organized, it should be kept in mind that COVID protocol should be strictly followed, keeping safety in mind.
Okay.
Now, you also see that WHO and IMA is continuously sending warning bells about Delta and Delta Plus variants. Now, WHO has also warned against large congregation. Now, if you see that Uttarakhand, which hosts the major Kanwar Yatra in Haridwar, but they have learned from their past misendeavor of Kumbh being the super spreader. So now they decided to finally cancel the Kanwar Yatra. But Adityanath ji, who is also the, whose birthplace is Uttarakhand, he should at least take a leaf out of his own birthplace. Now, you see that Honorable Supreme Court has taken so much cognizance in this matter and has expressed surprise that one state is allowing the Kanwar Yatra while the other state is banning it. And the DGP of Uttarakhand has clearly stated that they will not allow any Kanwariyas from Uttar Pradesh to enter the state.
But I want to understand from you, is it because of the pandemic that you are saying this yatra should not happen? Are you fundamentally opposed to the Kanwar Yatra? Because the Samajwadi Party has not made their stand clear. Are you saying that this year, no matter what happens, no matter what the Supreme Court says, Kanwar Yatra should not take place?
No. You're getting me wrong. I am not against any sort of religious ceremonies, but yes, COVID protocols should be strictly followed.
But that is what the government of Uttar Pradesh is saying. They will follow the COVID protocols.
Yes,
then what is your opposition?
They should. No, they should follow the COVID protocols. Now the matter is that since Honorable Supreme Court has taken so much cognizance, if you see the DGP has said of Uttarakhand that they will not allow any Kanwariyas to enter.
Ma'am, I understand that, but I don't understand your position. You are saying that COVID protocol should be followed and you are not against any religious congregation, including Kanwar Yatra. Then what is the problem? The government of Uttar Pradesh is saying we will follow all protocols and we will conduct the yatra.
Sir, opposition doesn't have any problem in the entire thing. Our priority, the priority of Samajwadi Party, is to save the lives of the people. This is the priority, to fight for their rights, to stand for public issues.
Madam, then if your priority is to save the lives of people, then you should have a very clear stand that there should not be any Kanwar Yatra this year. Or are you also afraid? Are you also afraid that this is a politically sensitive issue? If you come out and say that there should not be any Kanwar Yatra, you are going to mar your chances come elections 2022.
See, sir, what I'm trying to say is that let the Honorable Supreme Court decide. Tomorrow is the hearing in Honorable Supreme Court, and I'm sure Honorable Supreme Court has stated very clearly that it's going to delegate its role of a vigilant guardian to uphold its constitutional role in upholding justice. So I'm sure that Supreme Court is going to take whatever decision Supreme Court is going to take in the best interest of the people.
Still not making your position clear whether the Samajwadi Party is for or against the Kanwar Yatra. If you keep on saying that it should follow all protocols, that is exactly what the government of Uttar Pradesh is saying. So I don't understand your opposition. But thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us here on 6 p.m. Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've not been able to establish that link with the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson. I'll have to move on. And what I am, in fact, I want to tell you, and we want to just stay a little bit on this entire COVID situation itself, because you need to understand that while we are talking about the Kanwar Yatra, just take a look at what is happening all across the country right now, something which dire warnings are being given from Prime Minister downwards. Now, the tourists, revenge tourism, something which has been spoken about, cautioned about. Now, look at these shocking pictures which I've put on your screens right now. This man is, these pictures are from Manali. which happened on Wednesday, and the scuffle broke out after a car overtaking bid. These were tourists who clashed with the locals and then attacked them with swords. The local has sustained minor injuries. The COVIDiots can be seen without mask and not adhering to social distancing norms. The incident happened just 100 meters away from the Manali police station. Police have arrested 4 accused. One is absconding. And like I was telling you about this other incident, just take a look at what this massive congregation. Governments will keep telling you that they will make sure that the COVID protocols are in place and people, in fact, do follow them. But when it actually, you go to the ground, those things are absolutely zero. You can't see them on the ground. These visuals on your screen are, in fact, irresponsible people throwing COVID norms to wall. They are from the Shivpuri district of Madhya Pradesh. A rally was organized to honor a god. At least 500 people took part in this procession. Just look at these pictures and then think in your mind whether the government's promises of making sure that the COVID protocols will be followed even in the Kanwar Yatra, will they hold any water? No social distancing, no mask. There is no fear of COVID. It's just been months that the lethal second wave of COVID-19 pandemic has, in fact, wrecked many, many lives. But clearly, no lesson seem to have been learned by the people. Meanwhile, now these visuals, in fact, are of the massive rush at the vaccination centers in Rajasthan. You can see a lot of people standing in Rajasthan. In fact, these visuals outside the vaccination centers, also in Odisha. Now, while it's great to see that people want to get vaccinated, shortage of vaccine and lack of social distancing norms and COVID-appropriate behavior protocols being imposed, this is in fact turning these vaccination centers into potentially a super spreader centers as far as COVID-19 is concerned. I also want to bring you the next story, which is once again Congress Neta this time. It's in fact it's a Congress MLA, Rajesh Igde from Maharashtra's Buldana, who was seen celebrating his birthday with his supporters on the roads on Wednesday. A huge crowd gathered in the middle of the road to wish the Congress Neta happy birthday, but without wearing any mask or adhering to any social distancing norms. The video of this celebration has now gone viral. It has been absolutely shocking video. Many people attending here, including children, and nobody, in fact, even worried. The Neta, a public representative, a responsible citizen, not even worried telling these people that they are putting their lives at risk. So with those videos, I rest my case. Now you, ladies and gentlemen, our viewers are smart enough, intelligent enough to know what kind of a havoc can a yatra at this time, a Kanwar Yatra at this time can create, especially when people are coming and going to various places. Now I'm shifting focus to the other big political story that is coming in from the state of Punjab, where the Congress party is infighting. The headache for the Congress party, which has been going on for many months. Is there a deal that is now the party is ready to announce? And will the stakeholders, Navjot Singh Sidhu, Captain Amarinder Singh, will they be okay with the deal that the party seems to be suggesting? Will Navjot Singh Sidhu be made the PCC chief? And will Captain Amarinder Singh, the chief minister, accept this important elevation of Navjot Singh Sidhu ahead of the elections? Take a look at this story.
Sardars on the war path for the last many months in Punjab. And now Congress has finally sealed a truce formula. With months to go for the elections, Congress has attempted a balancing act of placating both Sidhu and Amarinder.
Amarinder Singh ji is Chief Minister. Yes. He's Chief Minister for last 4.5 years. Naturally, we are going to the election him as a Chief Minister.
Under his leadership.
Him as a Chief Minister. But one thing is very clear. Both has to work together.
So here's the truce deal. Navjot Singh Sidhu will be made the Punjab Congress chief and Amarinder Singh remains the captain, the Chief Minister of Punjab. Both leaders will work together on sealing the election deal for Congress in the coming months. Besides this, Congress will reportedly ensure 2 working presidents to ensure Hindu and Dalit representation.
No question of him joining the Aam Aadmi Party.
I'm quite confident he's not joining anyone, and because he has assured me more than once that whatever Rahul ji and Priyanka ji will ask me, I will follow.
But will this formula work for Captain Amarinder? The Punjab Chief Minister was reportedly dead against Sidhu being made Deputy CM, and Congress has abided by that.
जो फैसला कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट करेंगे as far as Punjab party is concerned or whatever other political activity, we are all geared up to take full action on जो भी वो चाहेंगे.
The Congress will be desperate to ensure this truce formula works in the run-up to the elections and the warring Sardars finally bury the hatchet.
By appointing Navjot Singh Sidhu as the PCC chief, the party high command has taken a big call to solve the crisis in its Punjab unit. But will this formula be agreed upon by the captain camp? It is most likely that they might turn rebellious as well. And party high command might have a new problem at hand. With camera person Dinesh Lal, this is Anand Patel for India Today.
Breaking news coming in right now. In fact, sources are telling India Today that Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh is angry over the reports of Navjot Singh Sidhu being made the PCC chief. This is something that Mr. Amarinder Singh was not happy about. He's okay for Navjot Singh Sidhu to come in as the campaign committee chief. Even he will, he's ready to give him space in his cabinet, but not the chief of the state unit. So this is now going to be another headache, or at least a continuing headache as far as the Gandhi family is concerned. Going across to my colleague Anand Patel, who is joining me at this moment. Anand, they are trying to manage one rebellion. It now seems the truce formula is going to give birth to another rebellion, and this time from Captain Amarinder Singh.
Well, yes, Ankit, this will be a tightrope walk for the Congress party high command. You see, Captain Amarinder Singh had expressed his reservations over appointing Navjot Singh Sidhu as the PCC chief, because if that happens, both the chief minister as well as the PCC chief will be from the same community. Captain and Sidhu are both Jat Sikhs. That is the rationale which was given by the chief minister against appointing Sidhu as PCC chief. So also Sidhu has been making a number of comments directly against the Captain Amarinder Singh, which hasn't gone down well with the captain camp. So that is another grudge which the captain camp holds against Navjot Singh Sidhu, besides calling captain hand in glove with the Badals. So clearly there are a number of issues over. There are differences between Navjot Singh Sidhu and Captain Amarinder Singh, and it will be tough for both of them to work together. But as you heard Captain Amarinder Singh when he walked out of 10 Janpath after meeting Congress President, that any political decision will be acceptable to him. The party high commands believe that Captain Amarinder Singh will bow down to this decision and work towards strengthening the party ahead of the assembly polls.
But that will be the important question. Will he actually, the man who is still in charge or still the face of the Congress party in Punjab, who ensured their victory in the 2017 election, will Captain Amarinder Singh bow down, as Anand was saying, without a fight if Sidhu is given the post of the PCC chief? Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, the state chief has a lot of power while it comes to deciding tickets for the prospective candidates in the upcoming elections. I'll leave there. Thank you, Anand, for joining us with all those details. Quick break at this moment. On the other side, we'll shift focus.